Our 7th anniversary was supposed to be simple, a quiet dinner, soft candlelight, and the same polite smiles we'd worn for the last 2 years. I wasn't planning anything grand. Honestly, the spark had already died, but I was planning something. Something that would remind my wife, Madison, just how far I'd come from the man who once begged for her attention. For months, I'd watched her drift further away, late-night texts, endless girls' nights, and that distant look every time I tried to talk to her. I suspected there was someone else, but I never confronted her. I didn't have to. Her absence said more than any confession ever could. So when our anniversary came around, she didn't expect anything from me. In fact, I think she was hoping I'd forget it altogether. But that morning, I smiled and said quietly, "Get dressed. Dinner at 7. She blinked, clearly thrown off. "Dinner where?" "You'll see," I replied. That evening, I reserved a private room at the same restaurant where we'd celebrated our engagement. The place where she once cried tears of joy, not indifference. I wanted her to feel that contrast. When she arrived, she looked stunning, though distracted, like her mind was somewhere else. She sat across from me, eyes cautious, almost suspicious. "So," she said, swirling her wine, "what's the occasion?" "Our anniversary," I said calmly. I wanted to make it special. Before she could answer, the door opened. Another woman stepped inside. Madison's expression shattered. Confusion turned to anger in a heartbeat. "Are you serious, Daniel?" she snapped. "You brought another woman to our anniversary dinner?" The room went silent. Even the waiter froze. "Sit down, Madison," I said evenly. "You're causing a scene." "I'm causing a scene?" she fired back, standing up. "You humiliate me in public and expect me to just sit there?" The other woman didn't flinch. Her expression stayed calm, almost gentle. She simply watched Madison with quiet steadiness. "Who is she?" Madison demanded. "Your new girlfriend? The one you've been hiding?" I leaned back, unbothered. "No," I said slowly. "She's someone who knows the truth about where you've really been on those so-called girls' nights." Madison froze. The color drained from her face. "What are you talking about?" she whispered. "Why don't you ask her?" I replied. Madison turned to the woman, eyes narrowing as she searched for a clue. The woman smiled faintly, the kind of smile that hides more than it shows. "Hello, Madison," she said softly. My wife blinked, her voice trembling. Do I know you?" "Oh, you do," I said, answering for her. "You've met before. You just didn't realize who she really was." Madison's brows furrowed as the woman reached into her purse and slid a photo across the table. My wife hesitated before picking it up, and when she did, her hands began to shake. It was a picture of her with a man, the man she'd sworn was just a friend. They stood close, too close, smiling like lovers. The woman across from us was his wife. "This is Evelyn," I said evenly, "the woman whose husband you've been seeing behind my back." For a moment, all I could hear was Madison's shaky breathing. Her eyes darted between Evelyn and me, disbelief flickering like a dying flame. "No," she stammered. "This isn't what it looks like." "Save it." I cut her off. "You told me he was helping you with a charity project. You lied every time you said you were tired or busy. And the worst part? You made me feel guilty for doubting you." Evelyn leaned forward, her tone soft but sharp. "My husband told me everything," she said. "He told me how you met at that seminar last year, how it just happened, and about the hotel." Madison covered her face, shoulders trembling. "I don't need an explanation," I said, voice steady. "This dinner isn't about revenge. It's about closure." I stood, placing the restaurant key card on the table. The same place we toasted our engagement all those years ago. "You threw away your ring," I continued quietly. "So I guess that means you're free now. Free to be whoever you want. Just not my wife." Tears streamed down her cheeks. "Please, Daniel, don't do this here." But I was already walking toward the door. Evelyn stayed seated, watching her silently. Before leaving, I turned back once. "Oh, and Madison," I said, "you might want to check your phone. My lawyer's been trying to reach you. The papers are already filed." Her eyes widened. her face pale under the restaurant's soft light. The same woman who once mocked my silence now stood speechless. The quiet that followed was suffocating. I didn't speak again. I just looked at her. The woman who'd once sworn forever, now trembling in front of strangers. Every eye in the room was on her. Then, from the corner of the table, the woman beside me stood. The light hit her face just right, and I saw Madison's expression collapse completely. "You brought her," she whispered, voice cracking. The woman was none other than Sarah, the attorney who'd been handling our divorce for weeks. The same one who built the case around Madison's affair with her co-worker, Mark. Sarah placed a neatly folded envelope on the table. "These are the finalized documents," she said calmly. "You'll want to look them over before signing." Madison's hands shook as she grabbed the envelope. "Wait, what is this?" she stammered, her voice breaking. I leaned back, my tone quiet but firm. "You spent months pretending, playing victim, acting like I was the problem. But I already knew. I saw the messages, the late-night calls, the hotel receipts." Tears welled in her eyes. "I was going to tell you," she whispered. "No," I said sharply. "You were going to keep lying until I found out myself," which I did. The only sound left in the room was the faint clink of glass somewhere behind us. Madison sank into her chair, the confidence she once wore now completely gone. "I never wanted to end like this," she murmured through tears. I buttoned my jacket slowly. "Neither did I said, "but you made that choice the day you decided I wasn't enough." Sarah followed me toward the door as we left Madison behind, broken, surrounded by the ruins of the life she'd taken for granted. My heart didn't race. It didn't ache. It was calm, empty, but free. For the first time in years, I wasn't her husband, her fallback, or her emotional punching bag. I was just me,